Hi, everybody. It's Matthew Majeure, Signature Real Estate Finder. And I've gotten a lot of questions this week from my agents about force majeure, acts of God. Um, we're getting questions about whether or not a buyer or seller of real estate can use the force majeure provision of their contract to get out of their real estate contract. And the short answer is no. At this point, it does not seem like in Florida you can use this clause to get out of your real estate contract. Now, I want to talk about the not standard, I want to talk about the Florida Realtors Florida Bar as is contract. The as is contract that's approved by the Florida Association of Realtors and the Florida Bar Association is not standard, I don't want to say standard, is the most common contract that we're seeing. And it's an as-is contract. It generally lets the buyer have a due diligence period of 7, 10, 15 days to determine the condition of the property and if they want to go forward. And after that time, there are not a lot of outs. Maybe the mortgage contingency, maybe the appraisal contingency. So if you're in Florida and you're in one of these contracts and you decide that based on the stock market, based on what's going on in the world, that you want out of your contract, can the force majeure provision apply? And I don't believe it does. And here's why. When you're using this clause, you're basically saying that I can't perform under the contract. Something, an act of God, terrorism, weather, is preventing me. And as far as I know, for most people, they can perform. Nothing about what's going on. It's March 24th. Things change hourly, but nothing about what's going on right now can prevent, or will prevent, or serves to prevent a buyer or a seller from performing under the contract. The title companies are open. They're issuing title policies. The insurance companies are open. They're issuing insurance. The mortgage companies and the banks are lending. If you've got a higher rate or a worse term in your mortgage, that's not something that you can cancel the contract from based on an act of God. If you have a good realtor, hopefully that you've tailored your mortgage contingency in the appropriate ways. We are seeing people with higher rates not able to get their mortgage, but that's not an act of God. That's not force majeure. It's not that the coronavirus caused mortgage rates to go up. Mortgage rates go up and down, and that's to be expected in any economy. If the title companies weren't issuing title, if they couldn't do a title report, if you couldn't get an appraiser to come to your house, that would be the type of thing that maybe you'd point to the force majeure provision. It's a standard G in the contract, and that's the type of thing where you could point to. And it's not an automatic thing. It's really a defense to a breach of contract claim. If you are in breach of contract and the other party sues you, says you must perform, well, you're going to say an act of God, force majeure, prevented me from performing under the contract. I couldn't. I wanted to, and I couldn't. I was prevented. And I don't even think being in quarantine, a forced quarantine, can prevent you. There's so much that can be done virtually. But again, things are changing. So as of now, and I've seen it. I've seen one of my agents get an email from the buyer, hey, pursuant to the force majeure provision of the contract, we are hereby terminating the contract. And my reaction is no. What is it? What can't you perform? What are you saying you can't do? You can't just say force majeure, the contract's off. No, you have to say we can't close because. We can't close because the title companies are not issuing title policies, because the banks are not lending, because something. And you need that thing that you're prevented to do to justify not being able to close the contract. Um, right now in Florida, real estate, I believe, is considered an essential service because people need housing, and real estate closings can and will and are happening. And just because the market changed doesn't mean you can get out of your contract. And that's my opinion. It's a general opinion. Your situation may vary. Ask your realtor, ask your lawyer if you have questions or about your specific case. And if you have any questions, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, just want some advice, someone to talk to, give me a call. We are working from home, but we are working. It's March 24th, and we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it together, and I will see you on the other side.